in our studios today is Angie Parker, who's with the Chamber of Commerce. The goddess of tourism is what I like to refer to her as. And Elizabeth Barrett, a BC student that is in her senior year. And Angie said she's going to talk to Steve Minnis to see if he can't hold you back so we can keep you another year. Is that going to work for you, Angie?
Absolutely. We want to keep her at least one more year.
Yeah, that's so we're not going to let her graduate.
No. I totally agree. Let's get on that.
Maybe we can find her a job and keep her here in Atchison.
Oh, I would love that. She would be a huge asset for Atchison.
Yeah, you can tell you two have formed a good relationship and a good bond. And you know, everybody keeps asking me as we're driving back and forth, right next to Lopez and Aunt Pearl's attic building, what is going on there? There's scaffolding and painting and all kinds of things. Tell me what's going on there.
Well, I contacted Krista Kagan at Benedictine College. She's she's in charge of the art department there. Mm-hmm. And then she went to her students and said who would be interested in doing a mural for Atchison.
and that's where we found Elizabeth?
Exactly. Elizabeth stepped forward and said, that's my dream to be a part of that. Mm-hmm. And so she is the lead on the mural that we are creating down there. She came up with the design. We got together as a committee, Jackie Prejeant, Justin, and Ann Pruitt, and we kind of put together some ideas, but what Elizabeth came up with was so outside the box, we just loved it immediately. So we did a little bit of tweaking on the original design, and then we've started on that project. We've been slowed down a little bit by rain, but we are still plugging away. And of course, Elizabeth has been down there at different times because she works here in town, and puts every spare moment into it with, she has a young man that's been helping her as well, Anthony. He's been plugging away right beside her through the rain and mist and everything else.
You're working you're going to school.
Mm-hmm.
You're working at Atchison Child Care with my buddy Carrie.
Yeah.
And you're also doing this mural.
Yes.
You just don't sleep? Is that?
Kind of. I just find time in the little cracks of space in the day, and so it's hard, but all of the things I love, so I don't mind.
That's what I always tell people. If you're doing what you love, you don't have to work.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
You guys are doing murals on some of our buildings here to kind of highlight our history. Is that a fair thing, Angie?
Yes, that's exactly right. Our dream is to, I've been kind of talking with Deborah Geiger. This is a dream that we've had, and Jackie, to have an art trace in Atchison. So after hours, this would be something to do, but it would be something that would be for our community that we could be proud of, and that visitors visiting, they would find enjoyment in. And just walking through our main streets downtown, this would be something that they would do this walk or drive, and just really exciting this is our start with that with Elizabeth, and we have plans in the future to add other buildings to this as well.
Well, you had a committee, and Elizabeth submitted a drawing, I'm assuming, a proof for you guys, and you said that you were just blown away with what she presented.
We absolutely we were, because we had an image of what we thought was going to be what we did, and Elizabeth came in with this out-of-the-box picture and this design about putting windows that you draw on a building with these famous Atchisonians looking out. And
Elizabeth, you go, girl.
Thank you.
Just amazing, the colors, and then we were hoping to do a few more Atchisonians on this first one, but the way that it's worked out, we're going to include Lewis and Clark, David Rice Atchison, Deefy Bowler, the Kanza Indian, and then we have a conductor, a picture of a conductor from the Atchison Topeka Santa Fe Railroad.
St. Benedict.
Got to plug St. Benedict.
So really exciting. Some of them will be standing on the fire escape, and some of them will be just looking out the window, like Amelia Earhart. She'll be looking out a window. So very, very exciting.
It's good she found her way home.
That's right.
you got involved with this, and you guys can't see this because obviously it's radio, but Elizabeth's shirt is 50 colors of rainbow.
Yes.
Because it's obvious you've been painting your heart out here, doing things for our community.
Yeah.
And we do so appreciate that. Now, an art trace, explain to my listeners and to me what an art trace is.
It's about different forms of art that represent our community, and you will walk or drive this, and it's in different locations throughout town. It could be just murals, but you could do different forms of art in...
Like the down by the farmer's market, wouldn't that be?
Absolutely.
That beautiful
the wonderful
thing that Deborah's working on down there?
Yes, that is something.
Mosaics?
It could be statues. It could be forms that are made out of steel, like something that Deborah's working on with the parts from the bridge. She's working on a art form with pieces of that bridge. That could be a part of it. It doesn't just have to be one item. It's just a representation of how we feel about art in the town and how it inspires us.
Oh, that Deborah, isn't she something?
She is amazing.
I'll tell you, you run with some good girls
I
and
do.
guys, you too. You run with some good folks. So, and Dirk Weatherford and Jean Cohen they've basically donated this wall for you to decorate and paint on, and it's their building, right?
Absolutely. They've been wonderful about cooperating with us and helping us get the colors that were presently there. And so we sure appreciate that. And then we have Ann Pruitt, who is like our equipment
The
check-in.
wild woman. Tell her I said she's a wild woman.
I will do that. She's been our equipment check-in. If I need paint and I'm going to paint at a different time than Elizabeth, we check in our equipment at Lopez's. And then
she's geographically desirable for you guys.
She's been wonderful. I call her the eyeball. She comes out and I go, eyeball this and see what you think. Because Elizabeth and I get back and we go across the street and we'll look at it, but it's nice to have her. And then Mike McGuire from Moore Hill, his students and he have been very instrumental, and then his friend John have been down there helping because we've just tried to work around this rain so much. But like I said, we are just the background people. Elizabeth is definitely the main attraction. She is extremely talented with the faces and the design and the colors. She's just amazing at that.
Now, are you an art major, Elizabeth?
Yes, I am.
You are. So what are you going to do when you graduate, if Angie lets you?
Well, the dream would to be continuing painting murals. I would come back to Atchison over the summer to paint. I really would. That's my dream.
Hold her to it. Hold her to it. She said it on the air. She can't take it back now. Okay, Derek Franklin, he's donating all that scaffolding, and he that high lift for getting up high. Because that's scary when you get up that high.
Yes, his brand new lift he's going to let us use. When we get to that top portion, that scaffolding gets a little shaky up there. So Derek, just for the safety, he said, you know what, I want you to use my new lift. I'll put it over there. He helped. He set up the scaffolding, and he's just been great about paint or anything we needed. So
hard work captains like that.
Oh, he is. He has been just a fabulous resource, and he's doing that for free for us. He's so committed to this project that he's giving us that, so that's great.
Well, tell me about what your vision of this is.
It'd probably be best described as like cut into 4 quadrants with roughly 2 people in each of the 4. Right now we're working on the lower right quadrant area, and that's where the AT and SF conductor will be, along with David Rice Atchison. And so we're working on that right now. It's just kind of, trial and error because it is the first section of it, and we have to repaint and replicate windows from the upper portion. So it is a little difficult, but we're, I would say, 75% done with that part. And so then after that, we'll move to the left-hand side lower portion where we'll put Lewis and Clark and hopefully their dog.
I keep going past there and honking at Angie.
Yeah,
I know.
Now I can honk at you too.
That's
but,
right.
I keep going past her to watch your progress because I think it's so neat and it's so exciting. And I love this art trace. I love this whole idea of art within our community.
Absolutely.
And I love that you're involving the merchants and the schools, and if somebody wanted to help with it, are you open to more volunteers?
Absolutely. If they want to call me down at the chamber, that would be perfect. It's a very detailed type of painting, though. Elizabeth is about ready to fire me if I don't stay in the lines. You have to use such a small brush to do these details because we did not know until we started painting this how difficult it is to paint on brick. And it
yeah.
is so very difficult. But Elizabeth is just so meticulous, and so is Anthony. He just touched up the Aunt Pearl's attic sign, and he spent forever on it, and he was just so detailed with it.
Is he an art major too?
No, he's a biology major.
Biology.
He's just very meticulous, so I knew he'd be good at that, like,
so you're recruiting
stuff.
other Benedictine
Yeah,
students
yeah,
that you know are meticulous.
Yes, exactly.
Well, and we are so blessed to have Benedictine here. You guys do so much. It just excites me to no end to see, and the art teacher getting you guys involved is just. We love to have you involved within our community, coming back to the community.
Oh, absolutely. It's a wonderful to be collaborating with them and pulling in the retail. What a fantastic, I mean, it's just a great thing that's happening. It's so beneficial for our whole town.
And getting everybody involved.
Oh, absolutely.
And, that's what you're the queen bee at, Angie. And I know, Elizabeth, if you've been around her very long, Angie is just a bulldozer, isn't she?
You're just busy all the time. You have so much to do.
I used to like her a whole bunch, but now I love her.
Yeah.
She just is. She's doing so many good things to help our community with between tourism and we were just at a meeting the other night because you're doing this farm and garden. What is that? I know you hit on it a little bit the other night, but tell me about that.
The Farm and Garden Tour is coming up here June 20th. We're going to visit 3 gardens in town, but then we're incorporating the farms into it. So 3 of our local farmers that grow organically are going to be participating, and we're very excited because they are also going to have guest farmers during this tour on their farm that live further out of town or didn't have the opportunity to showcase this time, but are bringing their product in to showcase at that farm.
So I bet one of them is Christy Harris.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How did I think that?
I do not do anything without Christy Harris. She is wonderful. So Providence Hills Farms, she will be showing off her farm and then what she does with her soap. And then her goats.
She's got cool goats.
Yes, she does. Her babies. And then she will, I believe Rick Vanderwide with his garlic is going to be there as the guest
If
farm.
people have not tried that garlic oil and the things that is delicious stuff. He was at the farmer's, what was that?
Farm City
Banquet.
Yes, he does an amazing.
Delicious stuff.
Yes. He will have his pesto ready by then because his scapes are ready. So Rick and Cindy, they just do an amazing job. So
now, who else is going to be on that tour?
Betty Fisher's farm.
She does all the farmers market.
Yes,
Betty's going to be on my show one of these days.
Yeah, she is. She does an amazing job as well. And then Gina Black with Birdsong Farms.
Love Gina.
Yeah.
Fresh eggs, chickens. She's just become quite the farmer.
Artesian pasta, she is amazing. She has an amazing talent as well. So we're very excited to be able to include farms with that garden tour. And those tickets are going to go on sale next week. So we're pumped about that.
Yeah, and what's the date on that? June 20th?
June the 20th.
Okay. And so they can pick up tickets at the chamber for that. And is it going to be on the trolley? Is that how you're going to do it?
No, it's going to be because, it just depends on how long you want to spend at a place.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be on your own. You'll have a map and be able to go all over town. So Mary Jane and Susan and I are working on putting that together, and we'll have those tickets available next week.
And it'll be like flower gardens too?
Flower gardens.
So it's pretty and farm to table type
Absolutely, absolutely. Just a big mix of what you can do in such a small space like Christy has, and then we go to the bigger farm like Betty Fisher has.
Great. Okay. Telephone number for you guys if people want to, because you can donate money, you can donate time. Even if you're a gopher, even if Elizabeth says you can't stay in the line,
right?
You can bring paint to them. You can help. You can do some other things, can't you?
Absolutely. 367-2427 at the chamber. And then I usually get hold of Elizabeth by text because she is such a busy woman.
Yeah, full-time college, part-time job or full-time job? Part-time?
Like 20 hours a week.
20 hours. So you're working 20 hours a week and then painting a mural. You are my hero, girlfriend.
Well, thank you.
You guys are great. You got to come back and see me. Angie, I know you'll be back here because you're one of my regulars. But
I know.
we could talk because you guys are doing so many good things. Thank you both for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And remember, call me for everything real estate. 367-3116.
No one knows the country like we